At the start of the 60s, Terence Stamp blazed through swinging London, an Oscar nominee at 24 for a film called Billy Budd.
There are many ways to lie, Mr. Claggett, but there is only one way to tell the truth.
He was at the fore of a new breed of actors that included his one-time roommate Michael Caine and Hellraisers like Albert Finney and Peter O'Toole. Now, at the end of the decade, well, the work was gone for Terence, off the radar. He sought enlightenment in India before snapping that mid-career cold streak opposite Brando, of all people, in Superman.
You will bow down before me!
That pleather jumpsuit? Just the start. Check him out here as a tough-as-leather transsexual in Priscilla Queen of the Desert.
You've got to be kidding.
Then Terence got even tougher as a father bent on revenge in The Lining.
You tell him! You tell him I'm coming!
He upped his fanboy and fangirl cred with an appearance in the Star Wars prequel, The Phantom Menace. And now Terence, who once turned down the role of Camelot opposite Vanessa Redgrave for fear of singing, gets to act opposite her, and guess what? He's singing. It's a film that premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival, one of my favorites of the festival, called Unfinished Song.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
Everybody, please welcome Terence Stamp. Good to see you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's an honor, my friend.
Thank you.
When you make a film like this, do you set out, is it part of your objectives to just make grown men cry in the theater?
One lives in hope.
There was a moment where I was watching it with my friend Randy, who works on set, we're just like, but it's a beautiful story. I mean, it's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
Is it one simple when you read it, you're like, I'm in, I want to do this?
No, I read it and I thought it was really good. But I was really nervous, you know, about doing it. And so it took me a while to make up my mind, really.
What would you be nervous about?
I was nervous about playing an old age pensioner, because I thought it was a door I couldn't close. And
once you're that guy, you're that guy?
Absolutely. Once I'd owned up how old I was.
It's a great film. The subject, though, I mean, it is front and center. Death is a big... Life is certainly there, but this is a film that deals with death heavily. Any ambivalence about that particular subject?
No, I mean, I just have this rather... Well, I'm British, so I'm eccentric, you know, but I kind of believe that death is the price of having had an individuality, you know. And I know it's going to happen, and it's curious to me that we know it's going to happen, but we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to see movies about it. You know?
Right.
So I think what's charming about the film is that it's humorous, you know, and it's dealing with this thing that we know it's like the elephant in the room, you know. It's something nobody ever talks about.
The sun, I suppose, a couple times you thought had set, but it hadn't really set on you, and you've had a couple of films that brought you back in a way. I'm going to play this clip here.
You're a bloody marvel, Bernie.
Thought that was going to happen.
Please. What's that?
My name isn't Bernie.
She said her name isn't Bernie. It's Ralph.
Priscilla Queen of the Desert. That's a big movie. You seem like you're in good shape. Do you still think you could rock that dress? Have you got that in you?
Yeah, give me a couple of weeks.
When you first saw that, you thought, I have to be a part of this?
No, I was frightened to death, you know. I was really frightened to death. And then finally, a woman, an actress I knew, who was playing in the West End, and she would come round between shows, and I'd make her a cup of tea. And she must have looked at the screenplay that was on my table. And she said, look, Terence, this is not a career move. This is a growth move. And your fear is out of all proportion to the possible outcome. So what you should do, you should just keep saying yes, and hopefully it will go away. And if it doesn't go away, then you look at what needs to be addressed that's stopping you doing it. That movie became one of my greatest experiences, you know, one of my most fun, great experiences, you know. But just painful being a woman, you know.
General Zod's a big character.
Yeah.
It also got you to be close to a hero, right, in Brando.
Yes.
So to be around Brando, was it what you thought it would be?
Yes, I mean, he was more than I expected because he was funny. He was really funny. He was naturally funny. He didn't tell jokes. He had a funny view on life, you know? He came over to me and he said, see those two girls over there? I said, yeah. I said, they want your I said, well, what about your Mum? Well, they know my
Well, what happened?
It's TV, right?
Well, you already talked about your
It's
day.
not rehearsal, right?
No, this is what it is.
Okay.
I heard Fellini gave you an unbelievable act. Like you asked for coaching, acting advice or something, and he just laid it in.
No, I can tell you, you may have to bleep some of the words, you know. On the first day, I catch his eye, you know, and I say... And he just leaned into me. And he said, last night, you was playing Macbeth. And after the show, you go to party. But really, Sahoji. So it's lots of drinking and lots of ashish and lots of big guy you, lot drinking, smoking cocaine all night. Next morning, they take you to the airport. Before they put you on a plane, they give you big tab LSD. Now you're here. I said, okay.
Let's go.
Action. Stan Campana.
Bet you learned a valuable lesson there. Don't ask for advice.
I never asked again.
You've had quite a life, haven't you?
Indeed.
You also lived with Michael Caine. He was your roommate? Is that accurate?
Yes.
Was he tidy?
No. No, he wasn't. He did have magnificent lady friends, though.
Did he? Song for Marion is the film. You really need to see it. Terence Stamp, everybody. We'll be right back.